Hi guys, I'm Pat Kelly. Okay, this problem, they give us a function, and that's here in this case, f of x equals x cubed plus 3x. And they also give us this expression. And the directions are to find the difference quotient and simplify. So this expression they give us is the difference quotient, okay? And to get started, I've actually already rewritten that difference quotient. I mean, you can see it staring at you, but I'm going to suggest make that your first step, okay? That's given in the problem, but in your work, make this your first step, because actually this particular difference quotient is going to be really important later on. So get in the habit of knowing it by writing it as your first step. And now to get to this particular problem, you just really have to decipher this expression for the particular function that we have, and then clean it up quite a bit. So right off the bat, first thing I see in the numerator is f of x plus h. That's function notation. That means wherever I see an x plus h, sorry, let me even say that backwards. Wherever I see an x in the original, I want to put an x plus h in place, right? Function notation. So to get started, I need to look at this f of x plus h function notation problem. So I'm going up to the original function and putting an x plus h wherever I saw an x in the original function. That x was cubed, so I actually need the entire x plus h cubed. Plus, the plus coming from here, 3 times x plus h. Okay, take a quick breath there, just even to keep your bearings. Where we're at in this difference quotient they want us to find is we've only addressed this first term in the numerator. So if I put some square braces here, I'm just trying to keep some organization with grouping symbols. And then I can move on. In the expression, I now see subtraction, so I'll subtract. And then f of x. F of x is exactly this function expression that they gave me of x cubed plus 3x. And you really want to be careful here, because I'll again use my square braces just for organization, but they really are grouping symbols. So that f of x there is the same as this f of x here. And the reason why I'm saying to be so careful is notice that there is a subtraction outside of grouping symbols. So in my next step, I'm going to push that minus sign through. Okay? All right. Let's get back then where were we? I left off with that set of square braces and I'm done with it. So now there's this big division, big fraction bar. It's called a vinculum if you really want to know. And then there's an h in the bottom. So divided by h. And now we clean up. Now we do some algebra to simplify. So this equals, the first thing I see is this binomial to the 3 power. A little bit more involved in foiling it, but you can still do it. You should get x cubed plus 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h to the 3 power. Okay, and just if it helps, that just replaces that set of parentheses to the 3 power, all of this. Okay, so where do I pick up? Right here. Plus, let's push the 3 through, plus 3x plus 3h. There's that minus sign in front of the grouping symbols. Let's just push that through, minus x cubed minus 3x, big old divided by, all that's in the numerator, and denominator is just h. Okay, good. More algebra, let's clean it up. I'd immediately look for like terms up top in the numerator. And I do notice there's an x cubed here that's positive and a negative one there, so that's nice. They will cross out. Similarly, I've got minus 3x and a positive 3x, so those two guys are going to go to 0. And if you took a look at any of the other terms up top here, none of them are like terms. So I can't combine any. I'll just go down to my next step. maybe even do a rewrite of what's survived. There's still a 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h cubed plus 3h, still all divided by h. And in doing that step, I think I heard myself say h a lot. Notice how each of the terms has an h in the numerator, so let's factor that out. I factor an h out of the top, I get 3x squared plus 3x h to the 1 power plus h to the 2 power plus 3, all in parentheses. Big vinculum there. H on the bottom. That's cool. My two factors of h, one in the numerator and one in the denominator, divide. But maybe a red flag goes off for you if you're good, and you say, wait a minute, I can't divide if I divide by 0. Notice at the beginning of the problem, they actually covered that for us. They told us that h does not equal 0. So that's cool. You're allowed to divide, which means we're ready for a final answer here. This equals actually just what's in the parentheses. 3x squared plus 3xh plus h squared plus 3. And I would like that little byline of h not equals 0 somewhere. It's actually the only way these two last expressions are equal to each other. So that equation's only true when h doesn't equal 0. Okay? All right, good job. Practice more on your own.